So again, good afternoon and thank you for attending our Zoom meeting. So our agenda for today is about our Taal, sorry. So it's all about our Taal preparation. So as we all know, yesterday we received an update that the alert level of Taal was raised to alert level number 2 because of the frequent condition sa Taal volcano. So right now, we will be discussing the preparations of the park to all locators. So I will introduce to you our Assistant Vice President for Park Management, um, Mr. Jason de las Alas. So sir, you can have the floor is yours.
Thank you, Essie. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm pleased to meet you virtually. Essie, may I ask that you record the session para the others can get back to it if they missed something or if other locators are not able to attend, we can share them the link.
Noted sir, already recording po. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Um, I'll share my slide. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for making time. I know this is very urgent, and I would have wanted to meet you guys in another situation, but because of yesterday's alert level increase to level 2, we made it. We will want to fast track our preparations, no, with you. And what we made, FIP made the preparation for an alert level 5 incident, wherein just like what we had last year, we experienced a lot of ash falls in our park. No? Um, so I'd like to ask everybody to save their questions for later. We are dedicating a portion of the this session for the question and answer right after the presentation. This will be just a quick five to six slides, and we ask everyone's participation. Thank you. So moving on. So FPIP has developed a plan in an alert level 5 situation. In the event that this escalates to this level, we would be effecting some controls and procedures that we needed to run through you. To give you a brief background on the location of FPIP, FPIP is beyond the 14-kilometer danger zone as indicated by PVOLCS. No? What we usually encounter or we encountered last year are ash falls, and depending on the strength of the eruption and the wind direction. We are actually about 18 to 20 kilometers away from the volcano. So we're in a very safe place. Some procedures that procedures and controls that we will implement are focused on minimizing personal injury, mitigating environmental and property damage, and of course, enabling resumption of business as soon as possible. Just a brief overview of the alert levels. We are now at alert level 2 since yesterday, and an alert level 3 would indicate a minor volcanic eruption coming from the vents near the volcano. A moderate for level 4, a moderate volcanic eruption. So the eruption hazards are on the volcano and near the volcano, near the vicinity. And then alert level 5 would be a major eruption or major volcanic eruption, which would mean hazards on and beyond volcano. In terms of gate access, with employee safety in mind, the locators are expected to roll out contingency plans. Now, this is either you will shuttle employees off the location or you will provide shelters in place for those that would require to have continued operations. For security purposes, a lockdown will be implemented in all ingress points, sorry. There would be a 4-hour window to allow entry for mission critical employees. After this window is effected, as elapsed, we would no longer allow any more access for security purposes. The gates FPIP 1 and FPIP 2 and Ulango gates will be accessible. For park support, our locators are encouraged to prepare evacuation plans to include shuttle services as part of each company's emergency response. The FPIP to designate a limited and temporary parking slots for our shuttle services. We have actually identified about 361 bus slots that are available inside the park, um, consisting of vacant lots, open roads, and other areas that are inside the park. FPI and FPIP emergency response vehicles are also will be on standby and will be ready for road clearing work should the need arise. And then FPIP, as with always, will be responsible for deploying perimeter forces, while locators should secure their own facility. For park utilities, water and power will continue to be provided, um, but water quality would not be guaranteed for obvious reasons. This goes also for power, wherein FUI will provide power um, for these areas: pump station, wastewater facility, oasis, commercial building, the service support, and the street lights. This is, of course, subject to exigencies and force majeure. And lastly, for FPIP facility to provide built-in resilience to ensure continuous supply of utility services. But we can't guarantee an uninterrupted supply. Just to let you know, there are a lot of deep wells to support us, 17 deep wells, 2 electrical connections um, that can support us, including gensets to power the pumps. But the locators are encouraged to explore alternatives to support mission critical operations inside their compound. So this is the emergency hotline numbers. We have given you copies of this, and we will also provide you copies of the presentation given today. So any questions?
Yes, team. So do we have any questions? I received one question, sir. No, it's from Ibiden. His question is regarding the 4 hours window. Will FPIP communicate to locators when it will start, or will it depend on the announcement from FIVOX?
Our usual announcement, it will be through Viber and emails. This will indicate the start of the 4-hour countdown for the lockdown. We are also preparing a Viber community that is dedicated for announcements of FPIP. So there will be no discussions on that, but you will just be able to receive important information. Yeah. Any other questions? You may type in your questions in the chat box or send it to any of our FPIP employees to surface if you are too shy.
Yeah, so from the team, any question with regards to the presentation or for our preparation in case of an alert level 5? Yes. So a question, sir, from the chat box coming from, I think it's Rockwell Collins. How are we going to manage traffic or buses going out in case of eruption?
Well, we have deployed security enforcers or security traffic enforcers inside the park. We will, of course, there will be traffic. If you may imagine, there might be panic and but we want everyone to keep calm. We are well and out of range of the volcano, and it will. We would like to manage the traffic.
Sir Jason, follow-up lang.
Yes, sir.
Question.
Mr. Rino. Yes, sir.
Ah,
Nice to see you.
ang concern kasi halimbawa ay nagsabay-sabay yung labas ng mga buses. Wala ba tayong, i-designate ba natin yung gates for egress ng mga buses?
Yes, sir. Like I mentioned, FPIP Gate 1 and Gate 2 will be dedicated to both buses. Only Ulango Gate, because of the size of the roads and the gate, can only accommodate up to 4 wheels. So if you have 4 wheels, you can use the Ulango Gate.
Sa ngayon ba, do we have a statistics of the number of buses? Kasi halimbawa, gaya ng sa amin na lang, nasa 40 o 60 ata yung buses. So if there will be any level 5 or eruption, definitely our plan is to evacuate the employees immediately. So kung halimbawa meron akong 50, si Honda at saka si may 50 ulit, nasa 100 plus na agad yun, nasa 200 buses.
Thank you very much for the question, Mr. Rino.
So
right now we have about close to 500, if not a little over 500 shuttle vehicles that are registered inside the park for shuttle buses. This doesn't include the private vehicles that are also registered for stickers.
So sir, kadugtong na lang noon, paglabas natin sa park, do we have a working coordination with the LGUs?
Yes, we have a good relationship with the traffic management, the TMS, the local government that manages the traffic. We have at any time they have about 6 to 8 traffic enforcers assigned to each of our exits.
So yun lang medyo ang worry namin. Pag nakalabas tayo doon sa gate naman, doon naman tayo magkakaroon ng bottleneck doon may paglampas ng gate. So talagang magkakaroon tayo ng plugging sa loob.
You're right, sir. But we're trying to manage lang siguro the expectations of the others. But the good thing is that we're out of the range of the danger zone, and the exigency or the urgency to get out is not. We can manage to be late in a few hours pa rin.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir. From EHS lens, how about shuttle allotment po? Do we need to coordinate to FPIP or paano po ang magiging setup?
Shuttle allotment, what do you exactly mean? I'm sorry. Is it we expect the locators to provide shuttle services because the local provider access can only accommodate so much.
Yes, ma'am. You're saying something, Miss Tina from EHS Lens?
Yes, sir. Clarification lang sa concern and questions. You mentioned a while ago na meron po kayong allotment around 361 slots for open area for shuttle service. In case po na hindi na namin kaya i-accommodate dito, for example, we have this contingency plan na mag-allot kami ng shuttle service namin. Can we utilize? Do we have any coordination needed for us to utilize the said allotment or the said slot?
Yes, very good question. You may coordinate with Wilson Chong or Elmar Jose or me if you need to use any one of the slots that we have allotted. The purpose of the 361 slots is to ensure that we have enough slots to accommodate any of overages from your location.
All right, sir. Understand po. And follow-up question also, sir. Can we also have the areas for those open spaces for the shuttle allotment or shuttle
Yes.
open
It will be
spaces? Yes,
included
about.
in this presentation when we send it to you. But for purposes of being fair and transparent, because this is will be a first come first served basis, applications will be allowed, but yung choices would be done by the FPIP officers.
Noted po. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Tina.
Actually, I can show you the slots now. So this one is the near Chiyoda along the Makali Drive. This one is right alongside the entrance of FPIP 1. The red dashes are supposed to be buses. This is along 3rd Street. This is an unused street. And along RSDS. RSDS also. Any more questions?
Yes. Hi, sir. Another question. Ano po? There are fit locator attendees here in our Zoom meeting. So they would also like to know the slots or the parking slots that are provided sa fit.
Okay. Fit is si Henry can help them identify the locations. I haven't talked to Henry yet, but he can accommodate the questions.
Okay, thank you, sir. So we'll ask or coordinate with Henry with regards for the slots for fit industrial park. Another question, sir. Shall we make the letter? It's from Naigay. Shall we make the letter for the mission critical personnel to get and access in such case that the lockdown is already implemented?
Yes. You may send it to us. Esi, baka you can dedicate maybe you can dedicate an email address for this purpose.
Okay, sir. So specific email address for emergency request. Yes, sir. Follow-up question from Naigay. Are there any exceptions with regards to this letter for mission critical? Siguro pag mabilisan na, sir, kailangan
Well,
pa ba
we're flexible. We want to accommodate everyone, but for security purposes, we would need to implement this lockdown. Of course, there will be exceptions. I would imagine that there are other items that might need to be considered also, but we will just tackle it as we go along. Our numbers are flashed there in the screen here. You may get in touch with me also. I think we released a memo with my number also, if needed.
Okay, thank you, sir. So you could directly contact the emergency hotline numbers or Sir Jason's number in case of any urgent matters. Okay,
Yes.
so yes po. Another question, sir. So our questions kept coming na. So will FPIP provide signal alert in case Taal alert level 5 to locators? This came from, I think, Citizen Find Device.
Yes. All the channels that we're currently using, email, the Viber groups, the various Viber groups, and also what else? The Facebook page. We will announce as the event happens.
Okay, thank you, sir. Another question from Rockwell Collins. So will there be special for essential or critical crew to enter the park after lockdown?
As I mentioned, there might be special cases, but we will just tackle this as we go along.
Okay.
So Just keep our numbers handy. So if you need anything from us, you can contact us.
Okay, thank you, sir. From Japlas, in case lockdown is implemented, may I know po if the security, if the company security is allowed to stay, or
Yes, of
totally
course.
no persons in the company? Apo.
Of course. I mentioned earlier that the management has a choice to have shelter in place or shuttle service of employees going out. In this case, those who will be staying behind will be sheltered in place, and your management needs to consider also providing supplies and utilities for these people, so to ensure that they have continued supply of food and the basic necessities like sleeping quarters inside your compound.
Okay. So next, sir. So if we lose connectivity inside the park, what is the alternative to provide critical information to all locators?
We if we lose connectivity, meaning we don't have internet, we don't have telephones,
Yes, sir. No signal.
no signal. Well, an alternative would be to 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 do a door-to-door information campaign for our locators.
Okay, sir. Okay. Question, another one. So, in case of volcanic eruption, will FPIP conduct water analysis to check the water quality? Will locators be informed regarding the result? I think.
I mentioned earlier that we could not guarantee because of the circumstances, for obvious reasons. We can't guarantee water quality, but water will continue to be supplied.
Yes. Okay. Apo. Next one is, I think you've answered or you've mentioned this, sir, a while ago, but to read the question, would FPIP allow the locators to make their plants the shelter for employees should it
Yes,
be too risky?
yes. You are expected to provide plans for your own staff and your own employees. Either shuttling them out, quickly shutting them out, evacuating, or shelter them in place if there are mission critical operations inside your premises.
Okay, thank you, sir. So that would be the decision of our locators.
Yes.
Okay, so connected with that, a question from EB then. So sir, assuming that based on our business continuity plan, we decide to run production despite being alert level 5, will the lockdown be mandatory?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yes, sir. So assuming that based on our business continuity plan, we decided to run production despite being at alert level 5. So will the lockdown be mandatory? So will
The
we
lockdown will happen even if you have even if you decide to continue operations. Like I mentioned, the FPIP will continue to supply the basic utilities, the water, power, um, for your operations. Um, it's really up to the locators to decide if they will continue operations or not.
Yes. So again, to reiterate, it's the company's decision. So if you,
Yes.
yes,
So, excuse me, sir. Just a follow-up question on that. So, does it mean that we need to provide you with a list of employees that will be coming in so that they can gain access in case we are on a lockdown?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Thank you,
sir.
Sir John. Sir Reno, yes, we have a satellite phone. I think it's here. The number is already also here. You may reach us if there are concerns about communication.
okay. So we have a satellite phone po in case we have no connections during alert level 5. So you could contact us on our satellite phone indicated in the advisory. Okay po. So we still have 11 questions, sir. So let's
Okay.
let's start ulit. So ma'am, when will the Viber community be created and how can we join?
Okay. We're still finalizing the Viber community. It's already up, but we want to make sure that we have the rules and the how we will run it are clear to everyone before we can roll out to the locators. You will receive invitations, or we will get your numbers so that we can enroll you in that Viber community. We're looking at the earliest would be Monday afternoon.
Okay, so by Monday, by next week, Monday after. Next question, sir. Is it mandatory for us to provide shuttle for our employee, even though we are very near at FPIP 2 or FPIP Gate 2? Are you going to allow entry or exit of employee by foot? So pedestrian meaning.
To answer the question, after the 4-hour grace period for the lockdown, no. Not unless they are on the white list, we cannot allow them to access the park. If you're near the park entrance, it would be your prerogative if you will provide the shuttle services for your employees or not.
Okay. Oh, wait, I mute. Okay. So thank you, sir. So next, last year we have some incidents of power supply or Meralco after the ashfall. So parang nawalan siguro ng power supply or nagkaroon ng problems sa power supply. For this time, is there any coordination in place to prevent this from happening again?
As utility providers, I'm sure that they want to have continued supply to power everyone in this development. Um, but for obvious reasons that we could not guarantee, or Meralco themselves could not guarantee continued power supply. So we would encourage everyone to have their generator supplies or emergency power equipment ready for operation at any time.
Okay. So thank you, sir. Question. Uh, it mentioned earlier that the ingress will be allowed on the first 4 hours only after magsasara na or mag-lockdown na. How about the supplies for the employees who are in shelter in place beyond 4 hours? Are they allowed to re-enter if needed?
Yes, but it is assumed that the company or your company has already prepared supplies within the compound. If we need to, what we did is we prepared or stocked food good for at least 7 days. So I suggest you do the same also. 3 to 7 days would be ideal.
Okay, so provision for emergency supplies in case of the alert level 5. So I'll be reading something here, sir. No? So regarding of the idea of continued operations during the lockdown, shouldn't the locator provide accommodation with the company premise or park rather than allow employees to come in and out of the park? So
Yes,
it's
that is included in the shelter in place plans that you can opt to try, or you can opt to implement.
so thank you. And then last question I have here in the chat box. Okay, so may nagka-clarify lang, sir. So a clarification, if the lockdown is announced, companies are not allowed to shuttle employees back and forth. So she's clarifying po this part.
In an announcement of a lockdown, within the 4 hours, you will be allowed to come in and come out. Uh, for beyond the 4 hours grace period, employees can be allowed going out but not coming in.
Except, sir, based on your statement a while ago, if the company decides to operate, will they be allowed?
Yes.
Ah,
Did I answer your question, Sir John?
yes, sir. Because maybe there's a misnotion that assuming that we decided to run, then the gates are already closed after 4 hours. So there might be a risk that our shuttle will not be allowed to go inside.
Um, if they're not on the list, yes, they won't be allowed inside. Um, the purpose of the lockdown is to ensure that people are safe,
Yes, sir.
are not moving around when this happens.
Okay, sir. Noted,
So
sir.
I'm counting on you guys to understand. This is as difficult for me as it is difficult for you.
Noted, sir. Sir, just a follow-up question. Not a follow-up question, but rather after the event, assuming that after the Taal volcano. So,
Yes.
one one of the concerns that we had before was the cleaning methodology of the ashes and also the disposal. So, will FPIP also provide us with a guide on that as well?
We can. Well, basically, it's clean your own area. We can provide you with tips on how to do it and to avoid damages to your equipment. Siguro
Oh,
we'll release a memo or we'll release
ah,
a guide.
including, sir, the disposal, sir, no?
Yeah.
Where we are going to dispose the because I think last year FPIP extended support for the disposal of the ashes.
This is noted, John.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Sir John. And then I received one last question. Upon eruption, the possibility of a series of earthquake may occur. So will FPIP provide information first that the roads and bridges are still accessible before we can access them?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll inform to via Viber community din, sir, no? During
Yes.
emergency.
Yes. That would be covered by the Viber community.
Okay. And another question. So is the 4-hour window be divided 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening, or it will be just
No. No. It's just 4 hours after the announcement from PVOX. That would start, and then after 4 hours, it would be the lockdown would be affected.
yeah, okay. So once there's an announcement, 4 hours will start, and then after 4 hours, lockdown is implemented. Yes, Sir Rafi of Art Nature, you raised your hand, sir. You may
Yes,
speak now.
yes, this is Mean from
Ah,
Art
yes.
Nature. A follow-up question regarding the cleaning of the ashes. Same as what we did the last time that we have the Taal eruption. Could the FPIP assist us also the same? Because the last time we cleaned, it's very hard in our part as the locator, and we do not know really what to do and how to dispose the ashes because it really harm our roof, especially. Thank you.
Yes.
To answer the question, Mayan, we will extend assistance as we did last year.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
Any
So
more
thank
questions?
So I'm not receiving any more. Oh, meron sir. May lumabas na isa. Will our
Very active,
FPIP yes. So will our FPIP CSR disseminate LGU evacuation areas for our guidance? So will we inform locators po of the LGU evacuation areas?
Yeah, we can do that also. Thank you, Rino.
Yeah, thank you, Sir Rino. Okay, so any more questions, guys? I'm not receiving any.
Yan, meron ulit.
Yeah.
For production planning consideration, how soon can FPIP allow re-entry again after 4 hours lockdown? This would be indefinite, Sir Ray. We don't know as soon as the volcano comes down, that will be the time that we can declare, and the alert level goes down also.
Okay. So, yeah, thank you, Sir Sonyan Ray Madrano, for the question. Okay, so I'm not receiving
But
any.
allow me to clarify, Nils.
Oh, yes. Hi, sir. Okay, from
Uh,
Sonyan.
It just allowed me to follow up on Ray's question there. It means that we should anticipate that the lockdown is active as long as the level is on 5.
Yes,
And
that
that
is
will
correct.
mean that will mean, just for our common understanding, I mean, that will mean a minimum of 24 hours, because FIVOLs, they would like to see a certain activity reduction over a duration of 24 hours before they will take the level down.
This is correct. They would practice a certain level of safety before declaring to scale down
It's
the.
just to make everyone aware that the lockdown will have a minimum duration of 24 hours. You should more like think of 20 of the double, I think.
Yes. We actually last year, I think it was around 3 days.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. I had 2 questions here in the chat box directly messaged to me. So, what about the communication with PESA and DOC?
What about the communication?
Yes, Miss, who's this? Miss Doreen, can you clarify what's your question? So, does it mean your question by
They cannot operate either, so there will be no activity, right?
okay? So, yes, Mia.
Okay. Because we need to be communicating with PESA also and BOC about this contingency plan. So are you going to communicate with them about this plan, or
Yes.
individually the companies would have to be communicating with them?
Yes, Doreen, we will communicate this also with PESA and BOC.
Okay, because we just wanted to make sure that we also have PESA and BOC in place. Should there be a return to operations, because a while ago there was a statement that at least a 24-hour lockdown was observed by some companies. Some of them even went as far as, I think, 3 days. But then we would need to make sure that the government offices are also running, say, after 24 hours.
Doreen, we've experienced that for some occasions, si PESA can operate online, no? You can communicate with them, but they have people on the ground also.
Yes, okay.
But not on full force, if you can imagine.
I understand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Question, sir, ulit. In case Taal only has up to alert level 4, so up until alert level 4 only, same as what happened last year, are we going to proceed with the normal park operations?
Yes. As early as alert level 3, our operation center will be activated and will monitor closely any activity of the volcano, and we will provide timely updates for locators as we progress.
Okay, thank you, sir. And then last question on the list, will you allow overspeeding inside the zone in case we need immediate evacuation?
Obviously,
Also, no.
no. We need to practice safety and to ensure that everyone can safely egress.
Okay, thank you, sir. And a follow-up question. Also, emergency shuttle without sticker can be allowed for entry?
You can arrange that with us.
Okay, sir. So via communication or
Yes.
yes. So that hopes that answer your question, Miss Jessa. And then I'm not just okay, meron pa sir. Can there be a plotted list of activities expected to be done both from locator side and FPIP before resuming from 4 hours lockdown with estimated number of hours per day of execution?
I'm not sure how I can follow this. Can there be a plotted list of activities expected to be done both from locator side and FPIP side, resuming from 4 hours lockdown with estimated number of hours? The what we request from the locators are is that you plan for any level 5 alert level, and should there be an event of this kind, um, like what we mentioned earlier, is that you plan if you will uh, evacuate or shelter in place to if in case you need to proceed with operations. Your I don't understand what do you mean by a plotted list of activities, because your activities are yours, no? Um, in the case of FPIP, we have already made plans to ensure that in the event of an eruption and there would be a lot of ashes, our first main objective would be to clear the roads from all of these ashes and to resume operations as soon as possible. I hope that answers the question. I'm not sure if
Okay, thank you, sir. So that I think that's about it. I'm not receiving any more questions on the chat box. So any more, you could raise your hand or chat
Um,
us.
in case that there are questions later, we complete this meeting, and then you think of something to ask. No, I'm available uh, on the Viber groups for CSR, the facilities group. The I think the other groups can also forward to us the concerns. No? All right, Essie,
Yes, sir.
I think we're
Okay.
done.
Okay, thank you, sir. Reminder lang, guys, kindly click on the link. I've sent the attendance link. There are only 89 of you who registered for the attendance, and we are 156 here in the Zoom link. So kindly click on the link on the chat
Essie,
box.
Essie,
Yes, sir.
I think some of them misunderstood that by typing on the chat box, you'd be accepted or you'd have that attendance.
Okay. Sorry po. To clarify, ang attendance po natin ay sa ibang website. So I put on the link na nasa chat box. Kindly click the link and then it will guide you to another site in where you need to input your name, company, position, and contact number. Okay, so yes, thank you. So I'm seeing additional participants. Off-topic question, how to join the Viber group?
How to join the Viber group? You can message us now. Give us your phone number and we'll enroll you.
Okay, so pwede sir yung mga contact number na nilagay nila sa ating attendance. I'll have
Yes,
to
yes.
forward sa inyo.
I think that was the purpose of getting the numbers.
Yes, okay. So,
With the Viber community that we will release, all members will not be able to see the other people's numbers, and they could not send messages but only receive messages. But they can, however, direct message the host.
Okay, thank you. So the question of Miss Yuris is a Viber community po. Okay. So I think that's it. So
I think Rafi is raising his hand.
sorry, sir. Sir Rafi?
No more. Thank you. It's
Okay.
Okay, that was the question. All right. Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much. Apo. Iwatani, kindly click na lang po yung link for attendance and then kindly input na lang po yung details. Also, Mini Bea and CHT. Is this Chang Hong? Yeah, Chang Hong. So, kindly click na lang po the link, the attendance link, and then indicate na lang po dun yung information. Okay, so I think that's it.
Sorry, last question lang about the Viber group. So in case that we are going to request someone to be added on the night shift, so to whom will we email po? Assuming that the eruption will happen on a night shift so that they will be informed immediately yung nandito sa company.
I guess we can enroll them also in the Viber community group.
Okay, sir. So we
For the
can
meantime, we will need to use the current Viber groups, the facility, CSR, HR, and the others. I'm not familiar with the others.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I received an okay. Thank you. Sir, I received an inquiry, no? Can fit locators join this Viber group community for FPIP? I think it's a yes.
Yes.
Yes, for all.
This is open for FIT and FPIP.
Yeah. So it's for FIT and FPIP companies. So can I clarify your question? Will a formal information be sent to all companies? Information, are you pertaining?
I think he's pertaining to this material. We've already communicated earlier through emails with the locators.
Okay.
We have materials sent to them already. I think this was sent yesterday.
Okay, so I hope that's answered your question. So I think that's about it. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending our Taal coordination meeting. In case you have further questions, you could email us or contact us via our mobile number or landline number, and also through the Viber community once Viber is up. Or sorry, Viber groups pala. Respective groups, AFLI ESH, AFLI HR, AFLI Facilities. Yeah. So thank you again, everyone, for attending. For those who are not yet here in our attendance list, I still have 129 out of 157 attendees. So kindly click po yung link para makuha din po namin yung contact number nyo and ma-include for the invite sa ating Viber community. So again, thank you very much for attending and see you again on next meetings. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Okay, Miss Anna Guarin, kindly indicate na lang po yung number sa ating link, attendance link. Thank you. Also, Miss Yuris. Doon na lang po sa ating attendance. Thank you. Okay, thank you everyone. For those na wala pa sa attendance, kindly click the link. I resend it.